fans, the big news this week in the land of FWA TV is this. We are only 1 week away from the highly anticipated All England Championship match pitting the South City thriller Hayd Vanson against one of the hardest hitting men in the history of professional wrestling. I'm of course talking about Low-Ki.
Low-Ki has the move securely on. There is nowhere for James Tye to go. The referee is checking on it, making sure it's not a chokehold. The referee's ringing the bell. James Tye is out, Nick. James Tye is out. James Tye has suffered another loss, this time at the hands of Low-Ki.
Now, Hayd Vanson's been going around the FWA locker room telling anyone that will listen to him that he believes the FWA Commissioner Flash Barker has something against him, some sort of personal vendetta. He seems to think that Flash Barker keeps sending him opponent after opponent after opponent, basically trying to strip Hayd Vanson of that title. Now, we all know of the history between Flash Barker and Low-Ki, but we also know about the history between Hayd Vanson and the FWA Commissioner Flash Barker. Because it was all the way back at British Uprising 2 in an FWA All England Championship match that Hayd Vanson won that belt and thusly ended the career of Flash Barker.
Exactly, Nick. Flash Barker is definitely one to watch as Hayd Vanson sent off into the ropes. But Flash Barker there, I mean, he sent him off with some serious velocity. And I think Flash may have... Flash is clutching that knee. Nick, could Flash have done himself an injury?
I don't know. Unfortunately, the drop kick looked a little off-timed, and as a result, I think he might have... Hey to a chair! Hey to a chair! And he's just trying to cobble Flash Barker.
I think Flash Barker broke the guardrail there, but now it seems Hayd Vanson is trying to set about breaking the knee.
Twisted his knee quite badly. I really don't know. I'm going to be suffering from the foul. Hey, Nick! Hey, like the opportunistic son of a gun that he is, just chop blocked the leg right out of one of the challengers for tonight's All England Championship match.
But as far as I know, the match is continuing.
Hayd Vanson with the roll up. Oh, wait, he's turned into a leg lace of sorts. Is his shoulders down?
Flash Barker said yes, he's given up.
He said yes.
He said yes. That's it.
I'm going to you All England champion.
Hayd Vanson is the new All England champion.
We have a new All England champion, Tony.
That's out. Flash Barker handle the pain. Finally breaks the hold. Trust me, you'll need it. Is this all a big coincidence? I don't think so. Some right here.
Look at you, stone. Because he was ready for any possibility that might have happened.
Nick, I'm quite frankly, I'm shocked, Nick. Flash Barker is on the outside of the ring. He's in possibly one of the worst conditions I have ever seen him in. I hope this isn't the end for Flash Barker.
Well, you know what? I hope it isn't. I love Flash's ability, but it looks like he might be out for a couple of months if that knee is as bad as it looks.
And if that wasn't enough, let's not forget the ending of the highly dramatic match between the show stealer Alex Shane and the king of old school Steve Corino. Hayd Vanson run out to help Alex Shane, and who was there to stop Hayd Vanson? None other than the FWA Commissioner Flash Barker. Let's take a look at the footage.
Cut off stone!
We've seen Steve Corino come to the aid of Aviv Mayhem before. Steve Corino will not be known, but here's the All England champion! Super kick takes out Steve Corino. Don't let it be so. Do not let it end this way.
The South
Here comes Flash Barker! It's the FWA Commissioner!
Unconventional!
Go Flash! Go Flash! Take him out! Get rid of Hayd Vanson! Get rid of Vanson! And here comes Doug Williams! It's the FWA British Heavyweight Champion! He's got the belt! He's taking him down, Alex Shane with a belt shot. Corino is fired up now. Williams is out. It's about to be settled. Corino sets himself up off the ropes. Lariat!
Edge of justice, Tony!
Referee! No! 1, 2, 3!
It was a mere 7 days before British Uprising 3. We all learned that if Hayd Vanson did retain his title against Jack Xavier at Uprising, he would face Low-Ki in a mere 2 weeks' time. Now, Hayd Vanson was the man to come out on top that night, but the commentary Skydome saw some of the most hard-hitting action it was ever going to see.
Referee Mike Bishop crashing or dashing Jack Xavier's hopes as Hayd Vanson now using the All England title much the same way Jack Xavier did earlier in this match.
I think he's seen an opportunity. What's he going to do? Is this going to be a top rope superplex maybe? He's setting him up for something, Tony.
Hayd Vanson is going to capitalise on Jack Xavier's mistake, and the mistake was not putting Hayd Vanson away quick enough. That guardrail is still laid out in the ring.
Oh, Nick! Bloody hell! Nick! Bloody hell!
It was the Driller from the top rope through the guardrail in the center of the ring.
Somebody called 999. Jack Xavier just got driven by the South City Driller through the guardrail. An inch. Well, Hayes Stirring, and he makes it to his feet.
No!
Yes!
On unsteady legs, the All England champion has retained his title here in the Commentary Skydome.
Now, with all the history between Vanson and Barker, it wasn't surprising to hear that Hayden Vanson had something he wanted to say publicly to Barker in an FWA ring. What was surprising, though, was who was in the back and who was listening in.
I'm sure we're going to hear some interesting and no doubt controversial words from the South City Driller.
Well, this is the current All England champion and a British Uprising 3. He managed to battle through the venom of the crowd, the blistering cold of the Commentary Skydome, and more importantly, the fierce challenge of Jack Xavier to retain the All England title. Everyone said Jack was going to win it, but I knew it in my heart that Hayden Vanson would retain, and he did it in style when he drove Jack Xavier through a guardrail of all things using the South City Driller.
I've got to admit, he impressed me. I really did not expect Hayden Vanson to come out on top in a Falls Count Anywhere match, especially when as of late that seems to be Jack Xavier's specialty. And let's hear what Hayden Vanson has to say. This crowd getting on the case of Hayden Vanson. Oh, Hayden Vanson's just taunting them.
You got to put a shirt on.
I know. Didn't I sleep with your mother? I was counting hours. So listen. You're All England. Shut up, you. You're All England champion. The South City Driller. Hayden Vanson is out here to address some issues.
And the crowd are getting on Hayden Vanson. Oh, Hayes just begging him on.
As I was saying, the issue being after a grueling last man standing match against a chunky, funky dweeb, Jack Xavier.
No need to call him a dweeb.
My back's still sore, by the way. That scumbag commissioner, Flash Barker, has put yours truly in a match against a man who I would say is dangerous. And there are guys who do know what they do and they're good wrestlers and they can kick butt. But this guy hurts people.
And this crowd getting behind Loki now, reminding Hayden of the challenge he has against him tonight.
Although I'm getting paid a lot of money to be here, I kind of like my face the way it is. I know all you girls feel the same, am I right?
He's a handsome guy, it can't be denied.
So let's get down to it. Flash Barker, you piece of crap. Get your keyboard
Oh, come on.
ass out here and explain to me why you got me in this situation. Get out here.
Well, Vanson's calling out the big guns right now.
Or asking ye shall receive, as the saying goes. Hayden Vanson calling out the commissioner of the FWA, and here he comes, the legendary British wrestler, former FWA champion, Flash Barker. Now, these two have some issues, shall we say.
Yeah, Hayden crippled him and now he can't ever wrestle again.
That's not entirely true. However, Hayden applied a move that was unnecessary after the match.
He made him submit and he took the All England title in the process.
With the stinking cold I ain't got no time for your crap.
Finally, the commissioner putting Hayden Vanson back into the place where he deserves to be.
This is personal, that I would put put you in a match with Loki. I didn't know who was going to win the last man standing match. How do I know who's going to win? As far as I was concerned, I would prefer Jack Xavier winning it.
I actually got a second that.
So it's not personal, it's business.
That's your business! Take him out!
So you're telling me, fat man?
Again, a total lack of respect.
That even though I broke your leg, ended your career, and laughed and stood over as you cried like a sow, me being in this match tonight isn't personal.
Fans are really getting on at Aid Vanson.
Yeah, you broke my leg and you finished my career. Yeah, I know you did that. But there is also one man that gave me one hell of a match. In fact, it was the hardest match of my life. And I've got so much respect for that man. So as far as I'm concerned, as commissioner of the FWA, I give the fans the best they can get. So the best I could get was Loki and put him in a match with you. In fact, he's that damn good, he's going to give you the worst South City beating of your life.
Tell you what it is, he is jealous because Hayden's going to do the one thing that Barker couldn't, and that's beat Loki in the middle of the ring.
Wait a minute, here come, oh come on. Here come the security of Alex Shane. There's Martin Stone and...
Well, it's commenting the no there here.
And they're sneaking up behind the commish. Oh, come on! Oh, this is deplorable. Flash Barker. He's not a wrestler anymore. He's retired. He retired due to injury. This is a setup. This was a setup.
Cade want to make a name for themselves with Aid Vanson.
This is a deplorable, a despicable setup. And there's a left hand from Aid Vanson now. This is sickening. Oh, wait a minute. And there he is. There is Loki. And then look at Flash Barker pounding the life out of Martin Stone.
What's Keith doing down here? He has absolutely no business coming out now. The All England title isn't folks later on.
There is an amazing amount of respect between Loki and between Flash Barker.
Like I said, the worst beating of your life.
Folks, the stage has been set. Next week on FWA TV, the All England champion, the South City Thriller himself, Aid Vanson, will defend that very title against none other than one of the hardest hitting men in the history of professional wrestling. I'm talking about Loki. Keep it here on FWA TV. It was just 1 week ago here on FWA TV that the commissioner himself, Flash Barker, announced that in just 2 weeks' time, we were going to see Gold Rush right here. Gold Rush is a 15-man, over-the-top elimination style battle royal, the winner of which is going to go on to get an FWA British Heavyweight Championship match against the show stealer Alex Shane. Now this will take place on Saturday the 26th of February at the Broxbourne Civic Hall when FWA hosts New Frontiers. Let's take a look now at some of the names that have already been announced. Aviv Mayan, Alex Shane security detail member Styx, one half of the FWA Tag Team Champions, the Duke of Danger. Spud. The FWA All England Champion himself, Abe Vanson. Now with these names already announced, it seems like a hell of an interesting contest. Does any of these men stand a chance of facing the FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the show stealer Alex Shane? Stay tuned to FWA TV where more names will be announced within the hour.
The FWA returns with New Frontiers, filmed for the Wrestling Channel at the Bucksmore Civic Hall on February 26, 2005. Featuring Alex Shane, Johnny Storm and James Tye, plus the return of the Zebra Kid who faces US Strong Style sensation Chris Hero. Tickets available from FrontierWrestling.com and include a free video and purchased online. Gold and silver ringside only. Or call the Bucksmore Civic Hall box office on 01992 441 946. That's 01992 441 946. Be a part of Frontier Wrestling live.
And now onto a story we covered last week on FWA TV. Tonight we're going to see James Tye taking on Aviv Mayan in a match where James Tye has vowed that he is going to make Aviv Mayan tap out. Now personally, I don't see what James Tye's problem is, but he does seem to have one with the next generation stars here in the FWA. If you look at the next generation three-way dance from British Uprising 3, Ross Jordan, Spud and Aviv Mayan, well he's already made two of them tap out, those being Ross Jordan and Spud. Now if you think about it, way back at British Uprising 1, James Tye was the man who won the Next Generation three-way dance. He started his career in the FWA on that night, some would say. Maybe it was because Aviv Mayan seems to be having the year of his life in 2004, with wins over the now FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the show stealer Alex Shane. Now while Aviv was doing this, James Tye was, well, losing. Or maybe it's because they both come from the same Portsmouth training school. But now when people talk about that very school, they talk about Aviv Mayan and not James Tye. Maybe it's just petty jealousy on James Tye's part. One thing's for sure though, he is guaranteed that he will make Aviv Mayan tap. So will he, or won't he? Keep it here on FWA TV where we're about to find out.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, everyone is welcome to their opinion, but sometimes there is a fact that just overrides them all, and James Tye is a two-time British Uprising main eventer. That is a fact that cannot be disputed. At British Uprising 3, he went into a 30-minute Iron Man match against AJ Styles, and right here tonight, he wants to continue his legacy at the expense of Aviv Mayan.
That's right, he did main event 2 British Uprising. That's really what part of this match is about. Because he started off at British Uprising 1 in the three-way dance that really revolutionised in a lot of people's eyes the British wrestling scene, which featured James Tye, Jack Xavier and Raj Ghosh, which James Tye won very convincingly. At British Uprising 3, there was a next generation three-way dance, a tagline to a three-way dance match that James Tye felt was undeserving. That featured Aviv Mayan, Ross Jordan and Spud. James Tye has defeated Spud and Ross Jordan, making them tap out to his Texas Cloverleaf finisher. He plans on doing the same thing to Aviv Mayan here tonight to show them that they are not the next generation of the FWA. The FWA's direction is with one man and one man only, and that's James Tye.
It was a lot of fun watching James Tye squeeze the very will out of the bones of Ross Jordan and the hot newcomer that they call Spud. And right here tonight, he wants to make it free. He wants to make it all three. He wants to make all three men tap out to his Texas Cloverleaf.
You can't help but feel that there's a lot riding on this match, especially for Aviv Mayan. Of course, for Aviv Mayan. I mean, this is it. I mean, Aviv Mayan is wrestling with not just his own namesake on the line, but also for the namesake of Spud and of Ross Jordan, to prove that those three guys that was in that match are the next generation of wrestling, and that these guys are not just something that James Tye can feel like he can step on, step over, and continue to dominate the British wrestling scene.
You know, I feel for Aviv, I really do, because a British Uprising free, he had that abdominal infection that many say cost him that British Uprising Next Generation freeway, and it allowed Spud to win the match and subsequently become the #1 contender to the All England title. Will he redeem himself tonight? In my opinion, no, because he cannot hold a candle to the firstborn son of the FWA, James Tye.
Well, I've got to disagree with you there. We've seen some nice little reversals there from Aviv Mayan, but James Tye now, he's a technical genius when it comes to wrestling. He's a pure wrestling machine, and now he is back on the offensive on Aviv Mayan.
Look at this, James Tye. He's got a very tight wrist lock on, but Aviv manages to break out of it.
There we go, Aviv. You see, Aviv was actually trained by Mark Sloan, and James Tye was also trained by Mark Sloan. In fact, Aviv, when he was just 15 years old, moved from his home in Newport, South Wales to Portsmouth, just so he could train to be a wrestler. That's how much it means to Aviv. 15 years old, leaving home with nowhere to go.
He left Newport to go to Portsmouth. That is like, I don't know, that's like leaving hell and then discovering there's a whole other layer underneath it.
Gotta say, I don't agree with you on that one. The good people of Portsmouth there have produced a fine wrestling school headed by Mark Sloan there in the FWA Academy, and we're seeing two of its, the brilliant hip toss there. Aviv Mayan is back on the offensive here. As I was saying, it's produced two of the greatest wrestlers that you'll see in UK and all of Europe, and we're witnessing them here today, James Tye and Aviv Mayan.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen these two wrestle before. They know each other very well. James Tye has got to watch out for the Red Dragon Rana and the Aviva Las Vegas Moonsault. But I gotta tell you, I don't think we're gonna see him, because I think James Tye is gonna hit the Titanic and lock on the Texas Cloverleaf. Look at that! Aviv nips over. I've seen this from James before, but wait, Aviv with the reversal.
Aviv there, he almost lost it. James Tye tried to counter it. Aviv kept on. It was like a counter for a counter, met with a counter that was caused by a counter.
Huh? No, okay, you just got me a little confused there.
Well, I think James Tye was confused there, but the fact he tried to knock down Aviv Mayan, and Aviv Mayan popped right back up. Here we go, back into the reversal. Thrown in, Aviv got the upstart on that. James Tye running. And there's a nice Hurricane Rana there from Aviv Mayan, takes James Tye over.
You just look at Aviv Mayan's physique and you can tell that he is strong, he is quick, he is lean, and he is lethal. And James is just a powerhouse. And behind that power, he's got technical skills. And look at
There's
that.
the power right there that you were talking about. Overhead press line from James Tye. Well, he's holding up there for a long time. Oh, unbelievable. That he threw him up in the air for a press slam, caught him, and then hit a reverse fall-away slam with a bridge. And that was unbelievable.
It's just the fact that he can bridge after such a high-powering maneuver that makes him so devastating in that ring.
Oh, I'll agree with you on that one. It's just a shame he has the attitude that he has. We love seeing that kind of thing from James Tye. A lot of fans have supported him for a number of years, but recently his attitude over the last few months has absolutely stank, and the way and manner of which he's gone about winning matches has stunk as well.
Okay, I'm going to defend Tye now.
Why?
I have got to defend Tye, because when James Tye was getting nice and happy and he was clapping the fans at ringside, you know what? He was starting to lose matches. He was starting to lose focus. But now that he is an aggressive swine, he's actually found direction once again.
The way and the manner in which he was winning matches, though, got into the main event of two British Uprising. Okay, he did have a losing streak. He was brutalised by Low Key. He was defeated by CM Punk, and he started out the year in a losing effort to Mark Belton and Eamon Shrahan. But he's turned it around. He defeated Johnny Storm in a loser leaves FWA match. He defeated Spud. He defeated Ross Jordan. But unfortunately, the manner in which he's done this is absolutely deplorable.
Yeah, he nearly destroyed the leg of Spud. He made his kneecap explode when he smashed it into a steel barricade, threw him into the ring, and made him squeal. It was wonderful. Art in motion.
I have to disagree on that, as James Tye now applying the pressure on the neck of Aviv Mayan.
You know what, James Tye at one point, he was being hyped as the next FWA heavyweight champion, the man to take the torch off Doug Williams. But then he started accepting the audience and it all went downhill.
I have to wonder if we expected too much from him. Did all that pressure really just blow a fuse in James Tye and cause him to burst a blood vessel and cause him to become this aggressive man that we've seen from him in recent months?
Oh, now that'll burst a blood vessel.
And there's an elbow drop to the small of the back from James Ty. James Ty now.
Oh, wait a minute, he's going for one of his signature maneuvers, a bridging butterfly suplex, but he holds on.
He's holding it. Here comes the. Oh! It was a butterfly double underhook into a backbreaker. A nice innovative move there from James Ty. James Ty is standing, but now he's wasting time. He cannot give Aviv Mayan this amount of time. Aviv Mayan, can I just remind you, Aviv Mayan holds a pinfall victory over our now FWA.
Listen, I've had talks with Tony Giles. We were given strict instructions from the truck never to mention that match again.
I didn't hear those, but I'm just trying to point out that you cannot count this kid out. And there you go. He posed a drop kick to the knee, a smart move there from Aviv Mayan.
Aviv Mayan trying to speed up the contest. Overhead belly to belly. I'm going to buy James Ty a beer after this one.
He can't match power with James Ty. He tried a shoulder block first of all things. That propelled him back into the ropes, and met with an overhead belly to belly suplex.
Aviv Mayan is out like a light. Surely there isn't much more James Ty could do to this man, except for the Titanic and except for the Clover
But
Leaf.
can I just point to you, okay, for the majority of this match, it has been James Ty.
Yeah, he rocks.
But James Ty hasn't won yet. Aviv Mayan, just when you think you've got him beat, he keeps coming back. We've seen counter after counter from this
He's from Wales. He's going to lose. Trust me on that.
What does it being from Wales has to do with it?
Well, I don't know. It's just the way they talk, I suppose.
The fans are getting behind Aviv Mayan now, okay? I know, and I'm pretty sure deep down even you know, Aviv can beat James Ty.
Not when he's emptying the lungs of a guy with a move like that. That will wind you, and that will be your fault.
Speaking of fool, this is where James Ty, look at it to the crowd. He should the most of this he needs to be making the most of this opportunity instead of wasting 15-20 seconds like he just did. And see, here we go. This is where Aviv Mayan with that run-up arm drag maneuver of his. And see, this is where he's making mistakes. Oh, he was trying for that revolution. He got it. He got that tornado DDT. And you know where it come from? From posing that Adonis-like body of his.
And now Aviv Nipper, what a show-off! But he's showing the pain from his lower back.
What drive, what intensity! Aviv Mayan back on the offense now. I told you he would be on the offensive. I told you James Ty was taking him too lightly.
Hey, look, it's just a brief freak occurrence. Oh, Viv, what are you doing? No!
Oh!
Red Dragon Arona springboard onto the outside, and James Ty has been wiped out. I'm going to check my rulebook later. I'm pretty sure that kind of maneuver is illegal. Imagine the risk he's putting on his neck.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. The risk he is putting on himself. It's a high-risk maneuver. It is called a high-risk maneuver, and Aviv Mayan will do those high-risk maneuvers to defeat a man like James Ty.
Because he's desperate.
He knows he needs to do those maneuvers. Admittedly, there's an amazing gap of experience between the two. There's an amazing amount of difference as far as main event level between the two, and there's a 2 count there from Aviv Mayan. James Ty gets the shoulder up there at the last second. Aviv Mayan is going to do everything he feels he needs to get the win in this match. Aviv Mayan have you noticed one thing? He's piling on the pressure now. He's not taking time to go up to the opposite end of the corner and pose to the fans and show off his bicep.
No, he's trying to show off. Well, he's got no biceps to show off anyway. He's just going to try and show off a hurricanrana or something. Oh, wait a minute! TIE fighter!
Oh!
You know what? I've had many an argument with Star Wars fans. They reckon it should be called a TIE bomber. But damn it, I came up with that move. You know what? I named it. I've copyrighted it. TIE fighter, ladies and gentlemen.
The TIE fighter from the middle rope. I've never seen that before. And Aviv Mayan's moving. Aviv Mayan is moving. There's no quit. He is not going to quit. He said before he will not quit. He won't quit. There is no way that we will see the Aviv Mayan submit or quit or in this match. There's too much riding on it for this kid.
Yeah, well, a plethora of European uppercuts, and James Ty is definitely back in control. Aviv Mayan, will you stop walking about?
Aviv Mayan with a roll up. 2, quick over. 1, 2, quick. Oh my goodness.
This is wearing me fast and furious, ladies and gentlemen.
1, 2.
James Ty's up.
Counter.
Clothesline.
Aviv Mayan.
Double clothesline. Absolutely wipe out.
Have you noticed that Aviv Mayan is fighting this match seemingly with just that little bit more than possibly he's given a lot of other opponents in the past?
There's heart, there's desire, I'll admit that, and it's such a shame that James Ty is going to have to take that heart, turn it into a novelty sandwich and consume it in front of him.
There is a lot of heart, there is a lot of desire. I disagree with you saying he's going to take it from him. Nothing can take that away from Aviv Mayan, and he's proven this tonight. We are seeing a different Aviv Mayan. Look at this, a continuous amount of strikes which we don't usually see from... Turned into a pump-handled Uranagi slam like that.
Oh, Texas Cloverleaf!
Oh no, Aviv, come on Aviv, oh no. Get to the ropes, Aviv, get to the ropes, he's got the ropes.
Oh, that's a coward's way out.
Absolutely not, that is ring smarts there. Showing that despite the lack of experience there, he knew where he was in the ring, he knew what he had to do. And James Tyner pushing the referee, in my opinion, this is it. Where's the card? Here comes the card right now, a yellow card.
Well, what was that for?
For pushing an official. You do not put your hands on an official in any way, shape or form, and the referee now is pointing that out to him and making James pay for doing such a dastardly tactic, an unnecessary tactic.
Pure biasness from this referee. Pure unadulterated biasness. He's just jealous of James Ty.
A lack of respect being shown there from James Ty to Aviv Mayan as he's setting up for a superplex. Aviv Mayan trying to block it, holding onto the top rope there. Oh, striking back. Look at these vicious forearms from Aviv Mayan. Aviv Mayan will not quit. Aviv Mayan will not die.
Aviv Mayan should die, in my view. And now he's
Aviv on the top rope.
Red Dragon Aroma!
Oh my gosh! 1, 2, this is it. 3.
Oh my! Whew. Thank goodness it's not over, Mr. Reed. It isn't over. Aviv Mayan hit one of the biggest moves in his arsenal. He hit the Red Dragon Arana, but James Ty was able to kick out with authority.
You show me any other program where you see guys like this giving all they've got. Oh, Aviv Mayan, 2, 3. Oh, again, Aviv Mayan is piling on the pressure here. Aviv Mayan, we are seeing a new side to Aviv Mayan. He knows he needs to win this match. He's fighting for everything that the future of the FWA believe in.
He wants to be the next James Ty, and he thinks he's going to do it by beating James Ty. But James Ty is going to suplex him onto his head. Beautifully done.
No,
Texas Cloverleaf, and this is it. Ross Jordan, you tapped out.
This is it. He needs to get to the ropes again. Come on, he's fighting. Look at this. Look at the look on his face. He's the ropes again. Come on. He needs to break the hold before the fight, and he does. And he stomps on Aviv Mayan. Like, what a gutsy display of courage and intestinal fortitude from... Oh!
What the hell was that?
There a press slam into a neck breaker and
there it is. I think I hear something. I hear a little noise. I think it's Welsh for I quit. I quit.
No,
he's out. He's gonna tap any minute now.
He's not quitting.
Referee, 2.
He's out. He's out.
He is out, and James Ty takes the glory.
He takes the glory, but he didn't make him tap. Do you remember what he said? Do you remember what James Ty needed to do? What he said he was going to do? He was going to make him tap.
Surely the end justifies the means.
No, he hasn't made him tap.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, my man, I get your point. He didn't tap, but that's because he's too stupid for his own good.
Aviv Mayan would rather suffer the pain to the point where he would be knocked out from the pain than ever tap out to James Ty. And the thing is, Aviv Mayan has submitted in the past. He has tapped out before. But that's how much this meant to him. He was not going to quit. This is a new Aviv Mayan. This is Aviv Mayan with courage and guts that we have not seen before. And we've seen some amazing things from him before. But he didn't tap out tonight.
You know what? I'm going to create the Aviv Mayan fan club just so I can make a shed load of money off you. You are such a bandwagon jumper. James Ty has proved that in the long run, he is a consistent, devastating performer. Aviv Mayan just proves that he's a nice stain on the carpet right now.
Look at it. James Ty there.
Well, no doubt.
He carried on the attack. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Aviv's out.
Well,
Aviv is out. I mean, we knew it was bad, but I mean...
He's stirring. He'll be absolutely fine. Don't you worry about him.
Well, I'm a little bit lost for words here. I mean, you know, come on, man, this guy's out. You know, there doesn't need to be anything after the match. He doesn't need to be he doesn't need to be looming over him in this way. Backstage, FWA crew are trying to, and the referee are trying to get him out, get him to the back where he can rest and try to regain his senses.
Well, I'm just getting through my earpiece at the moment that there are medical teams who are going to have a look at him in the back. There is quite a bit of concern going on, but regardless, James Ty, via a knockout, I suppose, wins this contest.
Coming to him.
That was an amazing match with James Ty. I got to ask you,
James, what are you doing? Oh, leave him alone! James, no, don't do it!
And now, this week's Frontier Focus. One of the biggest stories to hit the UK wrestling scene recently was of course the departure of FWA's man monster Virtual. Virtual's heading over to the USA to pursue a wrestling career over there. Now many, like myself included, thought that FWA's British Uprising 3 was going to be Virtual's last match. Myself and some of the other FWA staffers wished Virtual all the best. But of course there was one person inside the FWA who didn't wish Virtual all the best. That person, of course, was the newly crowned FWA British Heavyweight Champion this show's leader, Alex Shane. Shane viewed it as though Virtual was turning his back on the very company that made it, going as far as claiming that Virtual was leaving the country because he knew that while Shane was champion, he would never be able to pin him and become the FWA British Heavyweight Champion. Dean Ayers, though, on the other hand, thought that, well, it was time for Alex Shane to put his money where his mouth is and challenge Shane to a match. In an attempt to swerve the duo, Alex Shane decreed that seeing as Virtual was not the #1 contender for the FWA British Heavyweight title, he would not put the title on the line. Dean Ayers didn't seem to care though. All Dean Ayers wanted was to get Alex Shane and Virtual in the same ring at the same time. And thus the stage was set for a true FWA clash of the titans. Let's take a look now at these special clips.
gonna beat this man. He's a piece of crap. Remember what he did to your uprising?
Stop that, you reggae! Stop that, get it!
And if that's just whetted your appetite, be sure to head on over to www.frontierwrestling.com where you can find out all the information you need about the FWA DVD range. And now, before I sign out from this week's episode of FWA TV, I've got some more names that have been announced for you for the FWA Gold Rush. Alex Shane security member Martin Stone. Ross Jordan. The other half of the FWA Tag Team Champions, the Butler Simmons. And quite possibly the biggest name announced yet, former FWA British Heavyweight Champion, the man who refuses to believe that he barely lost the belt, the anarchist Doug Williams. Someone who's absolutely chomping at the bit to be a part of FWA's Gold Rush is none other than Alex Shane's arch nemesis, the near 7-foot German himself, Ulf Herman. Will he be a part of Gold Rush? Find out here on FWA TV in just 2 weeks' time. Now on next week's show, you have to tune in because you're going to see one of the hardest hitting contests I have ever seen in my entire life. It's going to be for the All England Championship. It's going to be the South City Thriller, Hayden Vanson, the All England Champion, taking on Low Key. Be sure to tune into FWA TV next week. You do not want to miss this match. I've been Tony Giles. We'll see you then.